Hello everyone, my name is Chandan Singh. So guys, through this video I am going to teach you about all the uses of was and were. So the very first use, if I talk about, this is a state of being, guys, state of being, and I am teaching you the situational English. So I am going to show you some situations. How will you understand this is the state of being or not? So follow me, guys. So guys, if I talk about state of being, it means whichever the subject you're talking about the position of the subject, the condition of the subject, the location of the subject. I mean to say, as you can see, this is the present time. Okay, I'm standing here in the present time, and you can see this. You can see this light stand. So this light stand is right now here. It is available here. So this is the position of this light stand, that this is here. At this location, it is here. If I move this light stand and put it here, now I have changed its location from one place to another place. So wherever this light stand is available right now, this is the state of being of this light stand. State of being means, suppose I am fat, I am dark, I am fair, I am happy, I am unhappy, I am on the roof, I am outside, I am on the road, I am in the car. So this is what state of being is. So wherever you talk about was and were, you always talk about the past time state of being. This is my present time. I am standing here. But after 2 minutes, after 2 minutes, if I come to this place, if I come here, so now this is the present time, this is my state of being, and here 2 minutes back I was here, so it was the state of being of my past time. So I can say, standing in a present time, that 2 minutes back I was there. If I am saying 2 minutes back I was there, this is the light stand. If this light stand is here with me, okay, I can say that few seconds back this light stand was there. So I am using was. So was were means you're talking about the state of being of a subject. Okay, so wherever you talk about the state of being, you just have to use the subject, and if the subject is I, if the subject is he, she, it, any third person singular, you have to use was. Like, I was in the room 5 minutes ago. This is my state of being. Like 5 minutes ago, where my location was? My location was in the room. Okay. My friend was in the park yesterday. So the past time is yesterday, and I'm talking about the yesterday state of being of my friend. He was in the park. So for the third person singular, you have to use was. My father was, my mother was, my brother was, it was, this light stand was, I was. So this is state of being was. If you talk about were, W-E-R-E, were, you have to use you, like you were, we were, they were, all the plural, you have to use were, like those boys were, these girls were. So state of being, are you getting? So now I am going to differentiate present state of being and past state of being. I am in the room. I am in the room. This is present state of being. And if I say that 10 minutes back I was in the room, I was in the room, it means I'm talking about my state of being 10 minutes back. Right now I am in the room, and 10 minutes back I was in the room. If I say like I was in the kitchen 10 minutes back, so I'm talking about my state of being 10 minutes back, it was kitchen. My location was kitchen. Okay. Right now I am happy. I am happy. This is my present state of being. If I say that few hours ago I was sad, so now I'm talking about my state of being few hours ago. What was that? I was sad. So are you getting what I'm saying? So state of being means position, location, condition of any subject. So this is what state of being is. Now the second use of was were is past continuous tense. If you talk about past continuous tense, it means you're talking about that in past time subject was performing any action. Right now this is the present time, and if I am touching this light, this is my present time. This is present continuous. I am touching this light. Now after 2 minutes, if I come here and I start telling you a story that 2 minutes back I was touching the light. I was touching the light. This is my present time. So right now I am talking to you and I am telling you a story. I am telling you a story like few minutes ago, what action was being performed by me? The action was touching light. So I was touching light. I was touching light. So by this way you can say that whenever you use was were using verb ing, you have to tell about the activities what the subject was doing. If the subject was dancing, you have to say that my friend was dancing, my brother was cooking food, he was talking to me, she was crying, my friend was going to school. It means you're talking about the action which was being performed by any subject in any past time. So now the difference between state of being was were and action was were. State of being means no action. Yesterday I was in my room. Is this any action? This is not an action. I was in my room. It is the state of being of mind. That yesterday, where my location was, room was my location, I was in the room. Now if I say I was watching TV, I was watching TV. So I'm talking about my action. I was performing an action and that action was watching TV. So did you get? State of being and action, two different things. Okay, so now if you start any conversation, guys, so for the conversation you have to use was were, like first was were then subject in order to ask a question. Let's go outside, I'm talking to you guys. So guys, if you want to do a conversation using was were and if you want to talk about state of being, so you can talk to the person who is in front of you. I am I, you are you. From my perspective, you are you, and from your perspective, I am you, but I am I, you are I. You are getting what I'm saying? So I and you, you and I. So if I have to ask a question to you about your state of being, about yesterday, then my question must be started using were plus subject. Like, hey, were you in the room few minutes ago? Were you in the room? It means I want to know about your location. That were you in the room or not? I want to know either yes or no. So my question must be started were you plus blah blah blah. Like, were you in the room? Hey, were you sad yesterday? Hey, were you happy yesterday? Were you with your friend yesterday? Were you in the kitchen yesterday? Were you in the village last month? So I'm just talking about those past time also, like last month, yesterday, and about your state of being. Like, were you in the kitchen or not? Were you in the village or not? So the question must be started were you. Okay, and the answer should be, if I'm asking a question like were you in the kitchen few minutes ago, answer should be either yes or no. Yes, I was in the kitchen, or no, I was not in the kitchen. So this is state of being. If I want to ask a question related to, means about any third person, then start the question with was. Like, hey, was your brother in the kitchen yesterday? Was your brother in the kitchen yesterday? The answer should be, yeah, my brother was in the kitchen. No, my brother was not in the kitchen. Okay, and if I talk about any past action, then the same thing will happen. You have to just put verb ing. If I want to know about your action which you were performing yesterday, I can ask a question, hey, were you crying yesterday? It means I want to know whether you were crying or not yesterday. This crying action was being performed by you yesterday or not. So in order to know yes or no, my question must be started using were you. Were you? Hey, were you dancing yesterday? Hey, were you going somewhere yesterday? Hey, were you talking to your brother last week? Were you quarreling with someone yesterday? So I'm just asking you the question whether you were doing this or not. And answer should be, yeah, I was going to market. Hey, were you quarreling yesterday? Yes, I was quarreling yesterday. Hey, were you crying yesterday? No, I was not crying yesterday. Okay, now you can put some WH words also. Like, hey, where were you going yesterday? Where is the WH word? Then you have to put helping verb, then subject. Where were you going yesterday? The answer should be, oh, I was going to market yesterday. Hey, why were you going to market? Why were you going to market yesterday? Oh, I was going to market yesterday because I wanted to purchase something. So this is what was were is. So state of being is done, action is done. Stay connected and see you in another episode, guys. Thank you, guys.